Hello everybody, Correct Gemini Guitar back for Metal Riffing episode 5. And I've dubbed this one Trills, Thrills and Spills. It doesn't have any particular meaning, I just couldn't really think of one of those cool titles to put at the end there. Okay, so we're going to start out with just power chords, and the first one's going to be the low E, that's in the open position. Down to the B flat. Back to E. And then it will be B to B flat. And then what you want to do is go F sharp to F. Back to F sharp. And then hit the E twice. Over to B flat again. Over to E again. Now in the performance, I filled in the empty bar that's in the transcription just with some improvisation. For whatever reason, it just struck me something to do. But we're going to go through what's in the transcription and then you can study the performance or try out these ideas I'm going to show you and then just come up with whatever you like. It's essentially just a fill, and I just decided to play around with some random notes. So this will be bar 17. We're starting at the first fret, and we're going to go to 1 to 1 on the 5th. And then we're going to finish on the 6th string, and that'll be 2, 3, 0, 2, 3. So this bar should sound like this. You can do this down picking or alternate, it's up to you. Then what you want to do in the 18th bar is go to the 4th string at fret 2 and then 1. 5th string, 2, 3 open. 6th string, 1, 4, 1. So this will sound like this. Okay, so at this point then we're going to be doing some small double stop inverted power chords, and what they look like are where the finger just bars over 2 strings at an adjacent fret. Adjacent strings at the same fret, I should say. So what we're going to do is focus around the phrygian scale here, and that's what you'll notice. So if you play the top note of each double stop and played it with the low 6, we'd get something like this. But what we're going to do is do those as double stops. So that means we're going to put the 5th as the bottom note of the chord. So for the E, it will be the B note. Then it's F and C, D and A, and then G and D. Going back to F and C, and then E and B. So bars 19 and 20 will sound and look like this. Then what you do at bar 21 is go back to the 2nd position, and we're going to start off and do, I think, pretty much the same as what we did in bar 19. And then in the next bar, that'll be 22, we're going to do something a bit different, particularly at the end. So it's low 6 palm muted, then the 3rd position double stop, low 6 palm muted twice. And then you'll notice we've got 2 sextuplets, so that just means groups of 6 notes. Having said that, I tend to not worry too much about the timing as much. I'm basically just going to jam in as many of these as I can into the 2 beats. And that seems to work well enough. But if you want to get pedantic, you could sit there with a metronome and test yourself out, but I don't really think it's necessary. So let's break down the sextuplet rhythm. So I'm going to see if I tap my foot here, we might be able to hear that. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do groupings of 6 notes, and we're going to be starting on the D string and then hammering onto the 2nd fret, and then we're going to pull back to the open string, hammer back to the 2nd fret, and essentially just keep doing that till the end. So the only time you should pick is at the beginning of this 2-beat sequence. Let's have a look at that, those couple of bars just slower, and we'll see how we go with that. I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a listen to just the sextuplets on their own. We'll play that through, I don't know, say 6 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you struggle with that, what I'd recommend is just using the metronome and then slowing it down to a point at which you can just do at least 1, get through that, and then normally the biggest struggle comes when you've got to loop it and keep repeating. So you may have to just do 1 at a time, take a break, go back and do it, and then try to loop it over and then see how you go. Playing along with me playing helps a lot as well, so you can always just go back, 10 seconds or whatever in the video to do that. Okay, so let's keep going through that double stop sequence. It basically continues as we've been doing it. Let's just check here. So this is bar 23. That's the same as bar 19. And then bar 24 is the same as bar 20. And let's have a look at bar 25. That's the same as 23. Okay, so let's play through these 3 bars, 23 to 25. So what I've done there after that is just left a little bit of space into the next bar. That'll be for 2 beats. And then we're going to strum or hit the double stop in the 2nd position, pull off to the open 5th and 4th string, and then re-pick the 2nd position and hammer to the 3rd position. Now, a special note there, when you do the pull off from 2nd position into open, you've got to be careful you don't get the 3rd, 2nd or 1st string to ring out. So what I recommend to do is as you pull off there, just let the 1st finger rest over those 3 strings, 3, 2, 1, and that will get rid of any noise. And it helps here because we're sort of flicking down and away off the string, but if we can stop that finger so it just stops over the 3rd and then goes over the 2nd and 1st as well, we've got it in the bag. Moving into bar 27, then we're going to do 2nd position pull to open. Hit open 6, palm mute, back to 2nd position. Low 6 again, palm muted twice. 3rd position, back to 6. And we're going to palm mute into the next bar. Go to the open strings, 5th and 4th. 2 more on the 6, palm muted. 5th, back to 6, palm muted. 3rd position, low 6, palm muted. And then we'll look at the next 2 bars in a tick. So let's have a look at those 2 bars. They'll be 27 and 28. I think what we might do is let's go from bar 25 into or through to that point so we can get that previous bar where we had the space over the 2 beats. Here we go. 1, 2. Continuing then to the next bar, like I said, so low 6, then the 5th and 4th. 5th, open, 3rd, open. So let's look at bar 29 and 30. And 30's got the trill at the end on a different couple of notes. So we're going to do Second position, low 6 palm muted twice. Third position, twice again on the low 6. And then open position, double stop, and then low 6 once. Continue then on low 6 palm muted once. Third position, just once. Low 6 palm muted twice. And then we've got the trill sequence. Slow it down a bit. And then we're going to finish off with power chords on the 4th and 3rd strings. Not a common thing to do, but it did, you know, well, it is kind of common. It depends on what the metal is. So the more classic metal, like Judas Priest and Merciful Fate and Accept and all that sort of stuff, they tend to do this a bit. Obviously, modern bands, they tune down a lot and all that sort of thing, so we don't hear that much. So we've got the E power chord in the 2nd position, and in between, we're just going to do 2 low 6 palm muted. So we've got 2nd position, 3rd, open D5, 5th position, 3rd position, 2nd position. And we're just going to finish off with something very light. We're going to pick the 5th fret, bend up a half step, release. Pick 3rd, pick 5th, bend up a half step, release again. And then repick the 5th fret. Let's have a look at the last few bars. Okay, so that wraps it up for today. Thanks for supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you soon for the next lesson. Until then, bye for now.